Happy Tuesday. Please take a few seconds to just breathe a little bit. Good morning, Sue. Good morning, Dee. Just allow yourself just a few seconds to come to the present moment here. We all decided to be here today. Hi, Emily. Hi, Rebecca. Hi, CJ. Hi, Sharona. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for showing up today. Good morning from California. I am in Canada, guys. I am in a city called Waterloo. Yeah, I just started. Don't worry. I'm just doing a little grounding exercise. I invite you guys to, if you want, close your eyes. Just listen to the singing bowl. Take a few deep breaths, okay? Just relax. Because I'm gonna share with you great information today, and I want you to be open. Hi, Julia. We have people from all over the place here, like Australia, Sweden, US, San Diego, New York City, wow, Mexico City, hola, Colorado, Toronto, Fatima, you are close to me, Finland. The other day I had someone from Spain too. I'm from Spain, originally from Barcelona. Costa Rica, wow. I am so happy and honored to be able to be here leading this practice today, guys, with people from all over the world. So today's live session, it's going to be about this book. Madrid. I live in Madrid for a summer. Loved it. That's nice, Rebecca. So how many of you guys have read this book, The One Thing, by Gary Keller? You love Barcelona, Carol. It's a very nice city, I have to say. It's not because it's my city, it's because it's a very nice city. I like that it has water, has a beach, has mountains around, and there are so much to do, right? It's a big city, but it's not overwhelmingly big because it's enclosed. So Barcelona has the Mediterranean Sea on the south, and then Collserola is called. It's like a park, a national park on the top, and that contains the city, so it cannot grow. So I like that from Barcelona, that is very nice and contained in there. So some people say, I have not heard about this book. How many people have read this book? Any of you have read this book? It has beautiful architecture and it's gorgeous. Yeah, it is. So some people say, yes, Sarah, you have read it. Anonymous say, no, not yet. Not yet. Yes, but a long time ago. Okay, so do you guys have any main takeaways? Can you share the book again? Sorry, I'm doing this in my head. It really relaxes me. Have you guys tried this metal thing that really massages your head? Oh, it's so good. I love it. So this is the book, guys. Okay? It's all about time management and being intentional in your life, right? So the idea of this book, you will see that it's structured in three main, get focused and eliminate distractions. So let me ask you, see if you are interested, okay? Would you like to have fewer distractions and less on your plate? Would you like that? Fewer distractions and have less stuff on your plate, things that you have to do? Just say yes or no, because I'm pretty sure everybody's gonna say yes. Okay? Yes, please. And then, do you want more productivity, more income for a better lifestyle, more satisfaction from life, and more time for yourself, your family, and your friends? It sounds so nice. Of course, yes. Absolutely, yes. yeah, so that's what this book is all about, okay? It's gonna give you a framework to follow so that you can create that, right? So that you can get through the clutter, cut through the noise that we all have in our lives, and really identify what's really, really important, and then focus our energy into that specific thing. And you will see that the one thing doesn't mean that you have to choose one thing and don't do anything else in your life. That's not what the book is all about. It's about focusing on one thing at a time, right? And then what's your one thing today? What's your one thing this week? What's your one thing this month? And it doesn't mean that you are letting go of all the rest. It means that you are placing your priority on that thing. And everything else is secondary. It doesn't mean that you won't do it, but you will eliminate a lot of the stuff that you no longer need to do in order to have more time, energy, and focus for that specific thing. So the book starts with a very nice analogy, okay? Say, what happens if you chase two rabbits? And it shows the footprints here of the rabbit. So what do you think it's gonna happen if you are chasing two rabbits at the same time? Just write it in the chat. What is gonna happen? You are chasing two rabbits. You lose them both, absolutely. So you will not catch either one, right? Why? Because they're gonna go in opposite directions. And then, yeah, total loss. So one rabbit's gonna go right, the other one's gonna go left, and you're gonna be trying to catch both, and you're gonna stay in the middle, and you're gonna catch none, okay? And then you're gonna be hungry. So this is a Russian proverb. I really like it because that's the same in life. What happens when you are chasing a lot of stuff that you don't complete anything? I have two rabbits, too true. I think we all have more than two rabbits that we are chasing, don't we? I do have more than two rabbits, and I have sometimes a hard time deciding which one I'm gonna chase. But that's the thing. So it doesn't mean that you cannot chase all of them, but you're not gonna chase all of them at the same time, okay? You are going to chase each individually. This is an analogy, so for those of you who are like animal lovers, I'm an animal lover, so we are not talking about killing them, anything. It's just an analogy of how we choose to pursue different things in life. And so many times, still can hear you, using phone, no Apple TV, but good Wi-Fi. So guys, if any of you is facing any technical problems, please leave the session and come back, okay? So exit the session, the live session, and then come back in. That's the best way for you, if it is your problem, for you to like refresh your connection, and hopefully that will work. And if I am frozen, please type it on the chat. I think I am not, but please, someone say you can see me and hear me, because I think that works for me. Okay, amazing. So there is a sentence here that says, extraordinary results are directly determined by how narrow you can make your focus, okay? So we all have specific amount of focus and energy, right? The more narrow we can direct that focus, the more we can get done, right? The more efficiently we can do a task, because we are focusing on a very specific thing rather than having our energy everywhere. And last session I did about essentialism, the other book that I shared about, there was a circle with a bunch of arrows going out, and there was like this short, and then that simulated your energy going everywhere but not very long. And then there was a circle with a huge arrow going up, and that meant that when you can place your energy in a very specific thing, your energy is gonna go way further than if you are spreading your energy everywhere. Okay, thank you, Christine. Yeah, the book is called The One Thing, and I just got started, so you didn't miss much. And I am recording the session, and I will share the recording after in the circle. So if someone can type the name of the circle, please, is Your Thriving Lifestyle. You can go to the circle, join the circle, and then I always share try to share a recording of the live session, okay? For you to be able to refer back to it, okay? So another thing that I love, thank you Melody for sharing your thriving lifestyle. So guys, share, join the circle, and then you will find resources. You can share questions there. You can share content that you find helpful, whatever. So another thing that the book talks about is the domino effect. Okay? And I love analogies that are visual because people understand them. So the analogy of the domino effect, I'm pretty sure you are guys familiar with what happens when you set domino pieces one beside the other one, right? And then you click the first one, all the other pieces start falling down, right? So you have a domino effect, blah, 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 and then you can make very long rows, and with just a single step, you are turning down so many pieces all at once. So the book says that one domino piece that if you flick this domino piece here, that domino piece is able to turn down a domino piece double the size, okay? So if you have a 2-inch domino piece, and then you have, beside it, you have a 4-inch domino piece, and then you have an 8-inch domino piece, you click the 2-inch domino, and then that's gonna flip down the 4-inch and then the 8-inch. So if you do the math, every piece doubles in size. All of a sudden, if you were to place pieces double the size, each piece is double the size from the other one, 57 pieces will be the distance from the Earth to the Moon. This is crazy. When I was reading this, I was going bananas. It's like, oh my God, this is so powerful. So that means that you start flicking a 2-inch piece, domino piece, okay? And then the 2-inch will turn down a 4-inch, the 4-inch will flip down an 8-inch, the 8-inch, 16-inch, and if you keep doing the math 57 times, it's a huge piece. So this is an analogy of how powerful your effort can be when it is lined up properly, okay? And that's a great analogy that, hi Anonymous, it's a great analogy for you to think about. Your effort can be very, very powerful if you take the right action and that keeps going in the right direction. So that was something that I really wanted to share with you. So basically you have to find the lead domino and walk away until it falls. So once you know the final result that you need, you work backwards. So you set all your domino pieces back, and then once you find the smaller domino piece, that will be the first action that you need to do to start the motion for you to get to the destination that you are choosing. So think about that. So you need to have a destination first, okay? And then you will line up all the domino pieces that will equal your actions, your daily, weekly, monthly actions that you are taking. And then what is the first domino piece that you have to... And then once you find that, everything else will start working on its own. And it's such a powerful way of looking at being intentional, right? So the book also says that normally the one thing that you are prioritizing, it's normally it shows up around a personal passion and a personal skill that you have. How many people agree with that? Like, how motivated are you going to be to do something that you enjoy versus doing something that you just don't care about? Okay? You can force yourself to, like, for example, let's say I am going to be a lawyer because someone told me it's a good career, it pays well, and I'm just gonna be a lawyer, but you don't have it in you. You are just doing it because it's the best option, but you don't feel it here. Versus someone that says, I want to be a doctor because I want to save lives, because I want to, and then they have it here. And then how much motivation the future doctor is going to find to pursue his career versus the lawyer pursuing his career that he doesn't feel that calling inside. Okay, this might save my job and sanity today. Thank you, Catherine. So just think about that. Majority of the times, the thing that you are going to prioritize, the thing that you are going to be able to feel motivated around, the thing that you are going to be able to take action every single day, it's going to be something that you enjoy. It's going to be something that calls you in. It's going to be something that you feel passionate about. It's going to be something that you want to do. Okay? No coincidence, I am stubborn up on you today. I have too many passions and can't choose. How do you choose one? Pam, first of all, congratulations on having too many passions. That's something that some people don't have any and they struggle to find just one. So I want you to celebrate the fact that you have the capacity of having a lot of passions in front of you that you could explore, right? So choosing one, again, you don't have to choose one and let go of all the rest. You have to choose one for a period of time. So, for example, my personal example right now, okay? I do a lot of things, but right now, my one thing is creating a course for Insight Timer. And that's gonna be my one thing for the next few weeks, okay? So every day, I'm thinking about that course. Every day, I'm taking an action for that course. So actions I took, created an outline. I send it to Insight Timer. They say, yes, you can do this. Then the next one is like, I'm going to ask all of you, what do you want me to include? So I did that in the circle. So I took an action. People responded, great feedback. Okay. The next action I took, I did a live session yesterday, just to have a live session with you guys. So that's another action. The next action I will do is writing the outline specific to follow the things that you guys told me. That's going to take a little bit of time. And I'm not aiming to get this done in 1 day or 2 days, but every day I'm placing my focus, my energy into that specific thing. That's what I did with my other 2 courses that you can find on Insight Timer. The first one I created was about self-care. It's a 10-day self-care course. The second one is a minimalism course, 14-day course. My one thing for a few weeks was my self-care course. When that was completed, the next one was my minimalism course. When that's completed, now I'm focusing my energy on my how to create a peaceful and clutter-free home. That's my next one. And when that's done, I will decide what's next for me. Okay? So try to think that way. What do you feel that you can choose right now to do that feels good to you, feels true to you, and you just want to see results, and you want to, every day you feel inspired to every day do something about it, think about it, take an action about it. Just think about that and follow this session because I'm going to give you more options. This book is going to give you more ideas to make that happen, okay, Pam? So, yeah, so basically, normally everything lays around passion, personal skills that you are good at. So something that people say, oh, you are really good at this, something that is effortless for you, but for other people is difficult. That's an entry point for things that you could pursue if you don't know what to pursue. Okay? So the book is structured in 3 main areas. Okay? 3 main areas. Area number 1 is the lies. The lies. So if someone can type it in the chat, please do it. Number 1 is the lies. Number 2 is the truth. The truth. And number 3 is extraordinary results. Okay? I love this concept. I know it's so true, but the problem for me is that some passion areas are time sensitive with what's happening in the world and require action currently, can be put off and distract me from my chosen focus. So Pam, I will say, I don't know what those things are for you, but I just want to remind you that you have the power to decide, you have the power to prioritize, and you have the power to say no to things too. So don't forget that, okay? You do have the power to ground yourself, to really look inside, to really ask yourself, what's next for me? What's true for me? I don't care what other people are telling you. I don't care what the deadlines are. I don't care what's true for you right now. Okay? Once you hear yourself, something will come out and you will know it. It's screaming louder than the rest. So that's the thing that you have to place your focus on. And then how to do that? We're going to dive deeper into this. We're going to analyze the lies that you are facing, the truth, and then we're going to see methods to carve time, to protect the time, to say no, because that's basically what the book is all about. So the lies is basically the things that are stealing our energy, stealing our time, okay? The truth, the second part, the truth, is the things that you can do to actually make it happen. And the extraordinary results are the specific techniques that we can all follow. Okay? Welcome, Jay said, I'm late, but I'm here from city. I don't know what city is. Okay. So the lies. Let's dive into the number one. Okay. So the lies is number one. The truth is number two, and then extraordinary results is number three. So let's dive into number one, the lies. What are the lies? So the first lie that I want to share with you is that everything in your life matters equally. Okay? So that's a lie. According to the book, that's a big lie. So things which matter most must never be at the same mercy of things which matter the least. So this is a quote, okay, that is in the book. So basically it's saying that equality is a lie. So if you have 10 things that you want to do and you treat them all the same, that's a lie, because that's not true. So the book is inviting you to prioritize one thing. Again, it doesn't mean you have to let go of the rest if they are still important to you, but at any given time, you are focusing on one thing. Not two, not three, not 10, one thing. Complete focus on that thing, and then you will move into the next one. But you have to decide which one is the priority. So equality is a lie. Another thing that the book says, and I agree with this, is like the things which are most important, okay, don't always scream the loudest. So do you understand what I'm saying here? The things which are most important to you may not be screaming the loudest. What does this mean? This means that majority of the times when you look at your life is happening, okay? And the things that are demanding your energy, your attention right now, may not be the most important things that you want to do. They may be distractions. They may be someone else's expectations placed on you. They may be things you don't even want to do, but you didn't take the time to assess and say no to. And then you end up draining your time and energy doing things, putting fires off, but you are not doing the important thing. That is the thing that you really want to do. That's why it's so important, and you will learn how to carve time. Okay? Oh yes, could be a whisper I need to hear. Yeah, so just remember that. The things that are demanding your attention most likely are not the most important things for you. They may be the most demanding things for you now, but according to who? According to you or according to something else, someone else? Okay? I'm going to read this book in the Headway app. Yeah, please do. Guys, this book is good. I'm just sharing the main takeaways, but it's worth your time to read it, okay? Thank you, Pam, for your donation. If you guys can support me with a donation, please do. And if not, you can always follow me, enroll in one of my courses, and just engage in the course classroom. That's the best way for you guys to support me. Book name, The One Thing by Gary Keller. Okay? They also have a website. So if you type theonething.com, you will find a lot of resources there. If someone can write the name on the chat, I would really appreciate that. Okay? So, where am I? 35. Another principle that you guys must know, it's this principle, the 20-80 principle. So this principle states that a minority of causes or inputs or effort usually lead to a majority of the results. So basically, it says that 20% of your actions, it's going to dictate 80% of the results that you are getting in your life. So that's called the Pareto's principle, Pareto, if you are curious about it. Pareto's principle states that 20% of your actions are going to determine 80% of your results. So what does that mean? That means that if you don't make the work of finding that 20% and really focusing your energy in there, you are going to be doing way more than you need to. to get the results that you want. So that's why being intentional is so important. Because if you are not intentional, you're going to end up doing a lot of stuff that you don't need to be doing. And that's a part of time management. Like, it's not about being efficient, about doing something. It's about doing the right thing efficiently, not everything efficiently. Because if you do everything efficiently, then you will never have time for anything, because you will always be doing something. Even if you do it efficiently, it will be always consuming your time. And maybe it's not the thing you want to do. So that's why it's so important for you to remember that. Okay? So basically, your to-do list that may look like this will look like this, right? You are carving away at things, making your list smaller until you choose only one thing. And I know you guys are feeling like, what the hell? How am I gonna trim my 150 items to-do list into one? You are crazy, Emilio. It takes practice, guys. It does take practice. But let me ask you, like, how efficient are you being at getting done 150 items if you have that long of a list? Like, just be honest with yourself. How much are you getting done? Okay, is it working for you? Are you feeling frustration? Are you feeling efficient and fulfilled? Because if the answer is no, why don't you try something different? Why don't you just give it a try and see what happens, right? I bought the audiobook yesterday, so thank you for sharing some visuals. Amazing, V. Thank you. Clearly no. Thank you for being honest. So I invite you to try a different approach, right? Maybe take something from this talk today and give it a try and see what happens. Because if you are doing the same thing, you're going to get the same results. So why wouldn't you try something different, right? Is it about being clear what your priority is? Yes. Because guess what happens if you are not clear about what your priority is? If you are not clear about what your priority is and why, and you create time and protect it to make it happen, who is going to dictate your priority? Just answer me, guys. If you don't set the time to set your priorities and decide how you use your time and energy, who is going to do it for you? I'm curious to know what you write. There is no wrong answer here. Other people, true. No one. Life will. Others or no one. Nobody. My cat, absolutely. Circumstances, other people. So, how are you going to feel when your life is under the control of other people, at the mercy of others? Are you going to feel fulfilled or are you going to feel frustrated? My children, my mood, COVID. So you guys are listing all external circumstances, right? So you are being a victim of stuff. Stuff is happening to me. This is frustrating. I didn't choose this. Why everything happens to me? Why is this happening to me now? Why are people asking for me all the time? Why I feel manipulated? Why nobody hears me? And it's like, well, you are not being clear. You are not taking the time to be clear with yourself. You are not communicating to others what you want to do and why. You are not setting healthy boundaries. So people don't know. Circumstances don't know. So circumstances are gonna fall on you and you're gonna have to do them. What happens when you have a doctor's appointment, guys? You waited for months to get a doctor's appointment. It's so important for you. Do you miss it? Or do you go to it? Is it a priority? Or do you let other things get on the way and then you just don't make that doctor's appointment? Just answer. Will you make whatever it takes to get to the doctor? Yes or no? Yes, absolutely. Yes. So why cannot you create a doctor's appointment with yourself? So if the doctor's appointment is important, is your life goal less important than a doctor's appointment? Is your passion less important than a doctor's appointment? Is your mental health less important than a doctor's appointment? Absolutely no. It's way more important. So if it is way more important than a doctor's appointment, why do you treat it differently? Why do you let everything else step on it? why don't you protect the time that you created for that thing? Just think about it, right? And now you are starting to create something that is going to serve you better. You're going to start creating something that you're going to feel well about. And the more you do it, the easier it will become. Okay? So let's keep going with the book, okay? So, another lie. Multitasking, guys. Who here can multitask? Just say, I can multitask. Anyone here can really multitask? No one, I can't, not me, not anymore. Amazing. So it says, a quote, I have two quotes for you. To do two things at once is to do neither. That's one. And the other one, I really like it a lot. Multitasking, just listen, multitasking is merely the opportunity to screw up more than one thing at a time. Did you hear that? Multitasking, it's merely the opportunity to screw up more than one thing at a time. So just remember, multitasking is not real, guys. Everything happens sequentially. Some people may say, but I can multitask. I can drive my car and drink coffee and listen to the radio. And I will say, sure, you are not multitasking. You are driving, you are sipping your coffee, and then you are listening to the radio. Everything happens sequentially. For those of you who got the driver license, do you remember how much attention it required from you when you were learning how to drive? I remember myself. I was sitting in the car. I was learning how to drive standard. So I have to think about the clutch, the brake, the steering wheel, the blinkers, looking at the mirrors. I wasn't able to even listen to the person beside me. I wasn't able. My attention was completely gone, right? I was learning a new skill. Okay, so what happens when I repeated that skill over and over, and now it's been over 25 years that I drive? Can I drive and have a conversation? Yes. But truly speaking, when I'm having a conversation, am I paying the same attention to the road? No. But I can still do it, but I'm not really multitasking. I'm not doing two things at once. I am driving, listening, driving, listening. When I'm listening, I'm not paying fully attention to the road, guys. I am not. Because if you ask me, what did you see in the last 10 seconds? I most likely will say, I don't know, I don't remember. I am expecting that there is nothing in front of me for 10 seconds or 5 seconds. So I'm safe. But what happens if something rolls over the car? Most likely I will miss it, right? So think about that. Doing the dishes, the same thing. You can do the dishes and listen to the radio, sure, because it became automated. And this is what happens when you create new habits, that they become an automation and you don't have to think about it, but you still require a little bit of energy, a little bit of So multitasking, something that requires a lot of your attention, is not true. And what happens when you multitask? So this is what happens, guys. So imagine that you are doing a task and the task takes, imagine that this is start and finish of your task. Imagine that this is a 15-minute task, okay? So you will start and 15 minutes later, you will finish it and then you are done. That's what will happen if you are not distracted, if you are not multitasking, if you cannot do anything else. What happens when you have a distraction? Okay? So if you have a distraction of 2 minutes, for example, the math is not I start, I do this, I add 2 minutes of distraction and then it will be 17 minutes. That's not true because you still have time to, so you have time. They call it switch. So you need time to switch and you need time to reorient yourself. So basically you are doing a task, starting your task, and then someone distracts you. Your phone rings, something happens. Your attention is gone from the task. So you have to switch tasks. You have to reorient. Okay, I'm gonna look at my phone. Okay, I got an email, so I'm gonna read the email. And then when you are done with the email, you're gonna go back to the task and you're not just gonna keep going where you were. You are gonna switch, set the intention, and then you have to think, where was I? What was I doing? And it's gonna take you a little bit of time to get back to where you were. So that's what's happening here. So at the end of the day, you're gonna take way more time. Do you guys agree with this? How many of you are doing something that requires so much of your attention, like a spreadsheet with numbers? You are doing math and you are adding up 15 things, and all of a sudden someone interrupts you, and then you go back and it's like, oh, fudge, I don't remember where I was, so I have to do the whole thing again. So all of us, me included. So that's why it's so important to focus your energy, start and finish little tasks, and start avoiding procrastination. Okay, so that's a very nice visual from the book that I really liked. Okay, another lie, a disciplined life. So the book says that you don't have to be disciplined every single day all the time. That's a lie, because that's not true for all of us. We cannot be disciplined and have power will every single day, every single minute, all day long, all week long, all month long. How many people agree with that? Can you be completely disciplined 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? It's impossible. We all have our lows, we all have our highs. So, hi Cecilia, don't worry, there is a recording of this. So when that happens, it says the book, success is actually a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline, just long enough for habit to kick in and take over. Okay? So success is actually discipline just long enough for the habit to kick in and take over. So what does this mean again? This means that you have to be disciplined enough to create a habit. But once the habit is created, you don't have to be disciplined to do it again. For example, let's go to the driving. Okay? The driving, when you are learning, it requires discipline for you. You have to learn. You have to practice. You have to master that. Yes or no? You need to master the clutch. You need to master the brakes. You need to master knowing the distance when you have to start braking. You have to master parking. You have to master paying attention to the traffic, looking through the mirrors. You understand? Paying attention to the signs. So success is actually a short race, a sprint fueled by discipline just long enough for habit to kick in and take over. Okay? So this means that you have to be disciplined enough until you create the habit. And that happens with repetition. So if you are trying to create a habit of saying no to things that you don't like, the first time you're going to try to do that is going to be a failure. The second time you're going to get better. The third time you're going to fail again. The fourth time you're going to do it better. But over a repetition of 60 times, 100 times, you're going to master that skill. You are going to know, okay, this is something I'm unsure of. Okay, this is something I need to think about. Okay, this is something that I don't know if I want to do or not yet. This is something that requires a little bit of time for me to think about. So you are protecting yourself. So you are mastering that habit. When you master that habit, what happens when someone comes and asks for something? You are going to have it so mastered that you will say, now I can't. Or no, this is not for me, I don't love it. Or I can't right now, but tomorrow. Please send me an email and I will tell you something. Or let me check my calendar. So you will have mastered that habit. And you don't have to think about it. You don't have to be disciplined about it. The habit is already there. Okay? This is on page 55. Page 55 of the book. Okay? So that's a really good, a very nice way of expressing that trying to be disciplined all day long doesn't work. Because it's just not a reality. Right? And then it says here that habits form over a period of 66 days. I honestly don't know. I don't agree with that. I don't think it's the same number for everybody of us. I think some people may need 1 week. Some people may need 4 weeks. Some people may need 90 days. Some people may need 66 days. Whatever that is for you. But basically, the chart says, this is the discipline, this is the intention, this is the focus that you need to, that is required from you. Okay, so let's say, for example, that you are trying to start saying no more often. That's a new habit that you have to create. So at the beginning, it's gonna take a lot of energy for you to start doing it. You're gonna face resistance. You're gonna face fear of judgment from people. You're gonna face a lot of resistance. You are creating a new habit, right? You are getting out of your comfort zone. So it's gonna take a lot of energy, but over time, so the more time happens, the more you repeat the habit. And then every time it's gonna take less energy to the point that this is when the habit becomes automatic. You don't have to think about it anymore. It just happens, okay? So the book says that it takes 66 days. So there are a lot of studies studies that show that why it takes 66 days. I still feel that every person is different, and I still feel that some habits may require more time than others, because some habits you're gonna be facing specific resistance, specific emotional attachment to things. So you're gonna have deeper stuff to deal with, and other habits are gonna be a little bit easier to implement, okay? So that's another good thing that you have to be aware of, that discipline you don't have to be disciplined every single day, because it is not true, okay? And then it talks about the willpower, okay? So another lie, willpower is always available. You always have willpower to do things, and that's not true. According to the book, that's not true, because we have our highs and lows during the day, okay? And it says that willpower has a limited battery life. How many people agree with that? How many people feel confident making decisions first thing in the morning? And how do you feel at the end of the day when you are tired? You just don't want to make another decision. You are just drained, okay? So the more we use our mind, the less minding power we have, okay? The more we use our mind, the less minding power we have. And then what happens when we are drained? What can we do to recharge our batteries, guys, when we are drained? What can we do to feel better? Rest, breathe, meditate, walk, siesta, having a nap. So basically, guys, self-care. Let's just call it self-care. Whatever that means for you. Taking a day off, doing yoga, drinking a cup of coffee, petting your cat, your dog, dance, whatever it takes for you to recharge. And what happens when you recharge? How do you feel when you recharge? You feel better. So how often do you have to recharge? So the book has a nice graphic here, okay? And it's so good because, so this is, you have energy levels here, so 20, 60, 40, 60, and then you have morning, afternoon, and end of the day. So it's showing you the graph of energy and how your energy fluctuates throughout the day. So in the morning you are full energy, and then you are drained, and then you have a morning, we call it morning break. That's when you do your self-care, morning self-care. And then you are back at being full here, and then your energy kind of drains again, and then you have another self-care. And then you are full again, and then you are drained, and then you just go to sleep. This graph is gonna change for everybody, right? It's gonna be different for all of you, but it's so important to become aware of it. It's so important to, okay? So let's go to the truth. Okay, let's go to the second part of the book. So is this the habits you build that take over if your willpower is low and you still make better choices or the ones you wanted? So Tia, anytime you create a habit, running a habit is way easier than you having to set your mind, your intention, and your energy to force something new to happen in your life. So that's the problem, that when you are trying to do something different in your life, it's require a lot of energy from you. Energy to be aware, energy to be able to manifest that change, energy to take the actions that you require to make that change. So it's very draining. But what happens when you repeat it 1 time, 2 times, 10 times, 100 times? It becomes easier to the point that your brain will have a blueprint on how to run that habit. And then you will say, okay, it's in the morning, my morning routine, boom, and it just happens because you have repeated so many times. Okay? So the truth, guys, let's go to the truth because we are running out of time here. I just like talking so much. Thank you for your donation, Alison Dan. I'm sorry, but my battery is about to die. I hope this, it's recorded. Join my circle. Ken, join my circle, Your Thriving Lifestyle, and I will post a recording there for you, okay? So let's dive to part 2, the truth. In this part 2, the book is inviting you to ask a question. Because the book says that the quality of any answer in your life is determined by the quality of the questions. The circle is Your Thriving Lifestyle. If anyone can type it in the chat, I would love that, please. So the quality of the answers that you are getting is going to determine the quality of the question, right? So, simple question for you. Imagine that you are searching for something on Google. You go to Google and you want to search for something. How are you going to get the best answer? Are you going to get the best answer on Google if you type something generic? Or are you going to get a great answer if you are very specific in your question? The more specific you can be in your question, the better the answer you're going to get. So it's the same with your mind, guys. Our minds are going to find ways to get what you want. But if you don't tell your mind exactly what you want and you are very specific, the mind is not going to be able to find specific actions to take. Okay? So this is what the book is saying. So, and then it invites you to ask this question. So it's, what's the one thing I can do such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Okay? So that's the question that the book is inviting you to ask yourself. By you asking yourself this question, you are becoming so clear. Okay? So clear. So, Emilio, I wrote a passionate letter to Insight Timer requesting one-on-one sessions and Zoom workshop. Oh, thank you so much, Amy. Guys, if you want me to be able to offer workshops and one-on-one mentoring here on Insight Timer, I applied already. I did my best, but they are only inviting specific teachers. So if you, all of us, so right now there are 401 meditators here. Like if half of you brought Insight Timer saying, I want Emilio to be able to offer one-on-one mentorings and workshops, I guarantee you that they will make it happen. So it is on your plate now to make that a reality. If you want, okay? I will be very honored and happy to be able to support you even deeper. And those workshops and one-on-one mentoring is gonna be a live call where we can actually talk. And I miss this. I miss talking with you guys, being able to speak to you. So that will be so much more powerful than just reading the chat. So, okay. So I don't want to get lost here. I just want to go through the thing. So it's inviting you to. So how to do that? So you just contact support on Insight Timer and just say, I want this teacher, Emilio Jose Garcia, and just share a link of my profile. I want this teacher to be able to offer one-on-one mentoring, and I'm interested in participating. And then if they have a lot of interest, they're going to offer me the opportunity, because it's not me asking them, it's all of you guys asking them. And then they will think, wow, this guy has a lot of followers that are interested. I believe that the one-on-one sessions are via Zoom. That's why it's so much more powerful. Okay, so ask a great question and then you will find a great answer. Okay, and then ask a very big and specific question and then you're gonna find a very, very great answer. So just remember, when you are asking your mind to do something in your life, the more specific you can be, the easier our minds are gonna find clues, find actions to take you there. But you have to be very specific, okay? And then the part 3 is extraordinary results, and this part is the part where the book shares the specific actions that you can take. This is a great reminder, guys. This is an iceberg, and it says the purpose is underneath, the priority is here, and the productivity is on the top. Okay? The name of the book, Victor, is The One Thing by Gary Keller. Okay? So check this out, guys. So productivity is what you see. Okay, you see the productivity. That's the tip of the iceberg. Productivity. But if you have productivity doing stuff that doesn't matter, doing stuff that is not important for you, if you have productivity doing someone else's priorities, you are not gonna feel well, and you are not gonna make progress in what you want to make progress. So this is why the productivity is based by, first, the purpose of what you really want to do. Okay, the thing that drives you, the thing that motivates you, the thing that is really important to you, and you ask yourself what that is. Once you find that, you prioritize, because some of you say, I have like 15 hobbies I want to pursue. You need to prioritize, guys. You cannot do them all at once unless you have the whole day off and you don't have to work and you don't have a family and you are fully committed to that. If that's your case, maybe you can take more than one, but the productivity is based on the priority of your purpose. Priority of your purpose, that's the productivity, okay? So our purpose sets our priority, and our priority determines the productivity and the actions that we are taking. So remember that order. It all starts with purpose, with connecting with ourselves first, getting clear on what we want, and then we prioritize, okay? And once we prioritize the one thing, we execute it. And then you may be asking, how the hell do I execute it, Emilio? How do I actually put it in my calendar? Well, we're gonna dive into that right now, because the book has a very graphical way of doing that. So for example, this is a great example of how to set a goal, okay? So for example, it says someday goal. You start with your final goal. And then you say 5-year goal, 1-year goal, monthly goal, weekly goal, daily goal, and right now, what am I supposed to do? So you need to get clear on what is the final goal for you. Okay, what's the final goal for you? Once you know the final goal, then you start working backwards. And we all know that, right? If I wanna have a course on Insight Timer by October, I know that the course, that's my goal. I want to have my new course on October 15 published. So I start working backwards. What do I need? I need to record the sessions. What do I need before recording the sessions? I need to write the outline. What do I need before the outline? I need to ask you guys questions to make sure. So I start working backwards, and then right now, what is my task right now? So right now my task is to ask you guys what you need. I did that. Next task, organize my outline, organize the days. Is it gonna be a 14-day course, a 30-day course, a 10-day course? Once I have that, then I will write every specific day. Once I have that, I will record the audio. Once I have that, I will edit the audio. And once I have that, I will upload it to Insight Timer. And then my course will be live. You see? So that's a way that you can use. So remember, what's the one thing right now for you? And again, let's go back to the dominoes. Your final goal is here. So what are all the actions that need to happen? So what's the first action that you can just flick so that everything else starts working? remember the domino effect. What is the one thing that you can do right now so that it's gonna move you closer and closer and closer to your goal? So my goal is no longer to get more done, but rather to have less to do. So my goal is no longer to get more done, but rather to have less to do. This is a quote by Francine J. Okay? So the book says, time block your one thing and then protect that time. So once you have decided what to do, so this is a graph. This is your typical day, okay? So your one thing is here and then everything else is here, okay? So that's a typical day for so many of us. Even if we get to have a little bit of one thing inside. So even if we get, some people don't even get to color anything in here. This is a productive day, okay? You have all this time for your one thing and then you have all this time for the rest, okay? So I hope that this graph gives you a little bit of insight. How does this book recommend you book things in the calendar? Check this out. So this is a 1 month calendar. What do you notice here? Just tell me, what do you notice in this calendar? Thank you, Sue. So if you see, every day from Monday to Friday, this person is setting up so the one thing that you see, every red thing that you see every day, it's a 4-hour window. Okay? So this person is doing Monday to Friday the first week, they are doing 4 hours every day of their one thing. The following week, they are doing 3 days, 4 hours every day of the one thing, and then they are taking a break. And then the follow 2 weeks, they do the same, and then they repeat. Okay? So you see the consistency of the one thing of this person? Yes, time blocking the time off and the one thing. When to do this? It doesn't have to be Monday to Friday. It doesn't have to be in the morning. You know best when to do that. I have worked with people that they work the best between 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. Okay? Why? Because they are parents, and she told me, I do social media for companies. I need quiet time, I need full energy, and I am a night person. I am a night owl. So for me to try and do the work during the day, it's a mess. It never happens. So I start at 9 and I work until 2 a.m. My boys are sleeping in the next room. They are not bugging me. The house is quiet. My husband is doing sports or whatever. He knows I'm working. He knows not to interrupt me. My phone is off. No one expects anything from me. That's how she makes it happen. Some other people, they get up at 5 a.m. and then they do 4 hours. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Guys, if you get up at 5 a.m., by 9 a.m., you are done. You have spent 4 hours doing the thing that you love. And then, vacation time, self-care time is so important because we need to recharge. Remember that chart of energy that goes down and then you have a break, it goes up, and then goes down, then you have a break, and then it goes up again, and then go down. So you need to monitor that, and you need to become aware of your energy level. Okay? So efficiency is doing the thing right. Effectiveness is doing the right thing. So again, Ayurveda suggests 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for active work. Yeah, Anna, that's great. Amma, some people though, they work and they are doing a hobby, a passion on the side. That was me when I was starting my business. I had a full-time job and then I was trying to build my one thing in the evenings and weekends until it became big enough to do the leap, to leave my full-time job and step into my new thing. So it took me a lot of effort to do that, a lot of sacrifice, right? But now I have full control of my life. I have full control of my time. I don't have a boss. I take vacation when I want to. I create courses when I feel inspired, and no one is dictating priorities on me. So that's the reward that I took 10 years after. Like, it's been a struggle. I'm not gonna lie to you. And sometimes it's still difficult, but that's my one thing, right? So what is your one thing? And when are you going to make it happen? I think the one thing is your focus. Like, you choose to focus on researching interesting every day on the month, and so you time block your research time every day. Yeah, absolutely, Carol. It can look very different for everybody. Okay, but basically you need to carve. Emilio, I'm a bit overwhelmed. Which principle do you suggest trying today? Amy, it's normal to feel overwhelmed, especially if you have been struggling with trying to do too much. So the first step is becoming aware. The first step is grounding yourself. The first step is asking yourself, what do I really want to do? And I'm not saying that you have to neglect everything else in your life, but you need to start carving time for that practice. What do I want to do? Start journaling. Start writing things down. Start having conversations. Start exploring the things that you want to do. Okay? If we had Zoom, I will be able to help you way deeper because I will be able to ask you a few questions. But I'm gonna try my best shot here, okay? So become clear. What is your one thing right now? What is it? Try to choose something that you can start and finish in a short period of time so that you can start building that successful mindset of, oh, I accomplished something. For some people, making the bed in the morning is something already important, something that doesn't take much time and it gives them a reward. For some of you, it's like, oh, that's such a simple thing. Guys, if you are overwhelmed, if you are feeling overwhelmed right now, you cannot go to the 100% productive in one step. It's impossible. You have to start taking small steps. You have to start getting in that mindset of, I am getting in control. I'm starting to take action. Emilia, I want to organize and clutter room home. How do I start? Roxanne, that's out of the topic of this chat today because I will spend hours trying to help you with that. That's the topic of my course. Sometimes, actually, Maria, I will share in the circle the recording of yesterday's session, and we talk a lot about this specific topic. So make sure you join the circle, and you will find a link in there. Okay? Sometimes the one thing can be as simple as taking my medicine in the morning every day. Yeah. As someone currently on anxiety medication, I just living one day at a time is my goal. Yeah. So guys, for those of you who are struggling, you cannot just set an extraordinary life in one step. It just takes a little bit of time. And to create a life that you enjoy, you need to have a structure, you need to have purpose, you need to have systems, and that needs a little bit of time. So you have to start by, what can I do right now that feels good to me? Okay? And I can accomplish. When you do one thing that you can accomplish, for example, you make your bed, your room is a little bit tidier. What's next? I'm going to clear my bedside table. There are only 5 things in there, so I think so now you are looking at your bed made and your bedside table is finished. So now you're gonna try to maintain that. Every day you're gonna make your bed, and every day you're gonna keep your bedside table clear. And then the next day you're gonna look at the floor. Oh, there are a lot of clothes here. Maybe I can put them in the laundry. And then you're gonna keep that new habit. I'm gonna keep this side of my bed clear on the floor. Okay? So now you go into your bedroom and you have the floor is clear of clutter, the bedside table is clear of clutter, and your bed is done. So what's next? Oh, my dresser. The top of the dresser is messy. And then you start building up, and I guarantee you that in a month, your room is gonna look way better than how it was. But what happens if you try to have a bedroom organized right away? It may be too much for you to even think about, too much for you to take action, and it's not concrete. So that's one way that I recommend. Get started small, start achieving things, and then hopefully you start building from that. And celebrate the hell out of everything that you accomplish, okay guys? Celebrate everything that you accomplished. For as little as it was, it doesn't matter. Teachers probably getting fewer donations because not showing in lives like it used to. Yeah, sorry guys, I have no control over how the donations show up. It shows 0 donations here, but I see your donations showing up. So that's inside timer. I cannot do anything about that. Apple Pay not working right. Celebrate the hell out of... Yeah, celebrate the hell out of everything, guys. Everything. I want to finish the session with this. I think it's really, really, really important, okay? So, life happens. This is what happens in life. Whatever is happening for you, it's right here. You have 2 options. You can go down the victim mindset, or you can go up the accountable mindset. Let me share both with you. Life happens. So one says, avoid the victim mindset, avoid the reality, doesn't ask any questions, fight reality. That's not how I see it. Blames others. If everyone will just do their job. Personal excuses. It's not my job to do that. Waits and hopes. If it was meant to be, it will happen. And then that's a victim mentality, right? So what's the accountable mentality? So life happens, something happens, and then seeks the reality. So what's happening here? So you ask, what's happening here? You are open to seeing, acknowledges the reality. This is the way things are now, and you embrace it. Owns it. If it's to be, it's up to me. So it's here, it's happening. I have to embrace this, and then now I can change something. So find solutions. What can I do? And then get on with it. So, okay, let's do it. Let's take the action. So these are the 2 different mentalities. So you can choose to become a victim, or you can choose to become accountable, and you can choose to actually take action. Okay? So sorry that you can hear the parts you read. It's in the recording, so don't worry. You can listen to that. My screen shows well, and my time is running well, so it's breaking out. Frozen screen, can't hear. Can you guys hear me now? I hope you can hear me now. You're breaking up, it's just me. It seems that it's everybody. Now, yes, okay, so now you guys are hearing me. Okay, so the last thing I want to share from the book. Your environment must support your goals. Okay, your environment must support your goals. What does that mean? Can you guys see that? What do you see there? I hope you guys can see this. It's almost the end of the session. I don't know what's going on, but hopefully now, yes, a pyramid. So you see that people and place is the base for your one thing. What does this mean? This means that the people that you have in your life and the physical environment that you have created for yourself, your home, needs to support your one thing. So, for example, if your one thing is to paint, okay, you want to paint watercolor, for example, if you don't have people supporting you in that, it's gonna be more difficult. And if you don't have a space to paint that is clear of clarity, that is inviting, that you feel inspired to go into paint, it's gonna be very difficult for you to actually do that on a daily basis, right? So yes, mind the company you keep. So if you're trying to paint to watercolor and that's your one thing, maybe you need to find groups online. Maybe you can find workshops in your city. Maybe you can connect with other people who like to paint, and maybe you can get together. Maybe whatever it takes for you to get accountable, to get supported. Maybe you can share the new hobby with all your family members and all the people you love, and encourage them to ask you about your painting new habit. And then you need to have a place to paint. You need to create a place that is going to support that one thing. Okay? So what is your one thing? For me, my one thing is recording courses and creating content. So I have a tiny studio in the backyard where I do that. because I need a place that is quiet to be able to record. So if I didn't have that space, I will need to seek for an external space to go and do it, right? And I have an office that is mobile because I like changing my environment. So that supports my one thing. I can put everything in my backpack, my computer, my internet connection, everything, and then I just go wherever I want and I can work from wherever I want. So that's a requirement for me. That's my space, my place that supports me. So what do you need to support your one thing? And what do you need to create it? Okay, so think about that. The place and the people around you are going to dictate if you're going to be able to do your one thing or not. And guys, that's all for today. We are 10 minutes over. Do you guys have any questions? Thanks again, Emilio. This book is very rich. The most helpful idea for me was moving back from a big focus to separate steps that I could clearly see as that this. Yeah, amazing. Please, can you show the accountability victim page? Thank you so much. This was wonderful. Yeah, guys, when it comes to goals, this is for the person asking, okay? When it comes to goals, you have to break them down. Are you guys familiar with the SMART acronym? Are you guys familiar with SMART goals? Because that's really, really important. And so many times we just skip that. When you are trying to set a goal, it has to be specific, it has to be measurable, it has to be attainable, SMART, has to be relevant for you, it has to be something that you want to do, and it needs to be time bound. You need to have a deadline, because if not, you are gonna drag it forever, okay? So think about that structure when you are setting goals. But the most important thing is to connect with yourself and to really find your purpose. Find the thing that you really want to do. Because I promise you, when you find that, when you can get clear on that and you own it and you block the time for it and you start doing it every day, it's just gonna get better and better. And because it's the thing that you want to do, it's gonna be frictionless. It's not gonna be as complicated, as difficult to create the new habit, okay? If you are trying to do something that is not your calling, you are gonna be pulling teeth, because you are gonna be pushing yourself to do it. And you want whatever you are doing to pull you. You want to be pulled because you are so inspired by it, not pushing yourself and forcing it, because that doesn't feel good, okay? So guys, if you like the session today and you can, I will appreciate a donation. And if you cannot, please join any of my courses and join my circle. I will share a recording right after the call, okay? And I will see you on Friday. And this Friday, I'm gonna be talking about the Imago dialogue, and it's a part of this book. The Imago dialogue, it's a great way of communicating intentionally, okay? Invite your male friends, absolutely. Guys, the Imago dialogue is something that it's designed for couples, but you can use it for other purposes too, but it's designed for couples to clearly, intentionally, lovingly communicate with each other. And I'm gonna be sharing how we do it. I'm gonna be sharing the techniques that I have seen working, and hopefully you start using that, because if everybody used that Imago dialogue, I can tell you that the world will be an amazing place, way better than it is now. So I will see you on Friday at 10 a.m. Okay? And then until then, I hope you have an amazing week, and I am leaving now. Join my circle and I will post the recording there. Okay? Can you ask your wife to play it for us? I was actually thinking about that. I don't know if she's gonna be available though. I think if more males attended, we will all be better off. Yeah, so I will share a video where you can see a couple modeling something, so that you can, in the circle after the session, I will share a video on YouTube for you to see how it is modeled. Okay? Okay guys, I'm leaving. Adios. Have a great day.